I've kind of related this. You brought up the fitness thing. For the record, I didn't. You did. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to jump on that. I've said this before, like what you're describing in the people's mindset about how they ask questions, trying to get to the answer that they want or to satisfy their belief system.
Yeah.
However that's been cultivated. Same in fitness. And, from the social media perspective, we saw this for 10, 15 years ago. And the fitness industry still lives in like on the Instagram space. But you started to see people were going to all different people to ask all these questions. And we were talking about this earlier, that things got really fucking overcomplicated. And I've described this before, and other people do too. This isn't something I made up, but you need to be moving the bigger rocks first. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Like, you want to lose weight, there's some very basic tenets, that you need to do. Don't worry about the fucking supplements yet. Don't worry about the gym equipment that you need or don't need. Like you said it, start with some fucking push-ups, right?
Yeah.
Start with a walk. Like, let's literally walk before we run. Don't worry about the 10K running program if you haven't run in the last 5 years. Like, let's get out there and let's get moving first, and let's do some basic stuff, because you will learn a lot about yourself and about what you do and don't need just by doing that. And so they go, and ultimately the people that were feeding them this fitness information had something to sell. They're, like you said, there's somebody's name is on their t-shirt, or they're using somebody's product or whatever else. And so over time, you saw the consumer start to get a little bit more savvy about this, to the extent now where you don't even have to be in the fitness world, where you can sort of flip through Instagram and you see all the fitness stuff being advertised, or some dude standing there with his shirt off, giving you advice going, yeah, this doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't seem right. But this hasn't happened yet for me in the firearm space. People are like, you just get in the comments. So what's that, optic you're running on that pistol there? Or what's that? What shoes are you wearing? Like, if this guy's wearing that, then I need that. And he doesn't even have to sell it right now. It's that easy for somebody to make a buying decision based on what somebody else is doing. And it takes these kind of conversations, I think more of these conversations to get there. But going back to that circle, there are people out there that are having these conversations at a very deep level, but they're not giving the answer to the person that's already made up their mind. That person isn't, effectively, the answer that they want to hear isn't coming out of that person's mouth.
Well, the thing is, and it comes down to the exact same response of farming out your safety is farming out your decision-making. And this goes into a big philosophical...
Let's go there.
The big philosophical thing of culture right now, which is, okay, so I don't have the mental fortitude or time or effort to dedicate to taking martial arts, learning how to shoot, buying a gun, defending myself. So I'm going to expect the police to do it, because when they fail or don't do it to my level, I can blame somebody else. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I fail, but I am relying on somebody else, then you're the only person you have to blame.
Yep.
And people come to that realization a lot of the time, and I'm sure Dave talked about this too, but it happens after a traumatic event. So like, we've talked about your journey of going down this space of where you were and you went, dude, shit. What am I doing?
Oh shit.
Like,
there's an oh shit moment.
Yeah. And so you don't want that oh shit moment to be after your daughter was raped, or, your wife was assaulted, or you were in a dark alley and you even though you're a big guy, there's 4 of them. And
there's always somebody bigger and badder, man. Yeah.
And so now we go into decision making. It's because you have to, if you allow somebody else to make those decisions, you have somebody else to blame when it doesn't fit your use. And so you don't have to, and you can just claim ignorance and go like, well, I didn't know. I listened to this guy, and he's told me, it was like, yeah, but you didn't even take the time to think if you should be asking those questions of this person.
Or even thinking about it even further, which is like, oh yeah, that is what I should do, and that is who I believe in. So they go all in on this one thing. It's a person, it's a product, it's whatever. And they realize somewhere down the line that, oh shit, you can't walk that back. People say and do things where they end up not being able to walk it back, or feel like they can't, because it will completely ruin them and they can't ever recover from this. So they have to stay on that bad path, as you were bringing up before. But it's frustrating.
It also is understanding that everybody else, even the people you're asking questions of, are also on their own journey. And the good people in the good circles will tell you this, or should. Like, Duffy and I are really good friends and talk a lot. And I went and took one of Duffy's classes, and he at the end was asking me my feedback on his class. Like, and dude, he's a very accomplished shooter. Him and I are like, he'll have me on some drills and I'll have him on some drills, depending on who's shooting what more often. And like, but yet I'll say something, or if I'm going to post something, I'll go call Mike at Pracor, or I have a question about training and I'm texting Matt Pranka or Ben Stager or Bruce Gray or my buddy Tim Herron's a GM in Single Stack. Like, if I have a question, like I'm also asking questions of people to also further my journey, because those people know more about than I do, or even if it's just a sanity check.